Disc County is finally out and ready to play. And if you're diving in, you probably have a few questions. So go grab that comfy cozy drink and let's get into it. By now, you might have seen my Before You Buy review video on Disc County where I took an early access deep dive into the game and gave it a Jade Score rating. If you haven't, no worries, it's linked in the cards and in the description below. Today, after 30 plus hours in the game, I want to share the most important things that I wish I knew before I started that could save you some headaches and help you get the most out of the game, because you know I definitely made a ton of mistakes. But before we do, you know the drill. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on all of my future gaming news, reviews, and how-tos. Alrighty, let's jump in. First up, let's talk time, specifically the in-game day and night cycle. The good news is you don't get penalized for staying out too late, which means take advantage of every single minute of the day. When the clock hits midnight, the game just autosaves and plops you right back home the next morning. No passing out on the street and no late wake-ups. Also, keep in mind that some vendors and shops do have set hours of operation, so do plan around those accordingly. Speaking of time, if you're ready to open your store for the day but you don't want to wait, you can just skip ahead to 9 a.m. by turning over the open sign in the front or using your computer at the back of the shop. Now, since we've got all the time to work with, let's talk about exploration. Exploration is the key to unlocking some story progress and character events. Interact with anything that looks clickable. It might just trigger a cutscene or start a new task or give you a clue about what's coming next. Some things might not be available to be clicked on one day, but on another day they will unlock, so it's worth checking back areas often. And not everything is outdoors either, so be sure you go inside buildings and look around. Your PDA has a characters tab that shows you which NPCs still have locked events and roughly where they're going to take place, but it won't give you exact steps on how to trigger those events. Progressing the main story and exploring regularly are the only ways to unlock these events. Also, your character defaults to walking at a slow, regular pace. You can't sprint without any worries about draining stamina because there is no stamina in this game that you need to keep up. You can set your running settings to either toggle or push to sprint. I personally have it set to toggle and I leave it on the sprint setting constantly, so I'm always walking in a fast speed. You will unlock fast travel between various locations later on, but again, that comes way down the line and I will not spoil the story for you. Now moving on, let's talk advertising. Advertising makes a huge difference in how customers visit your shop. Visiting Town Hall should become part of your daily routine where you submit posters for printing, and then you collect them when they're ready. There's a total of 3 boards where you can place your posters: the bus stop, the harbor, and then near the bar. You can fit multiple posters on each of them if you place them carefully. You can put 3 at the harbor, 2 at the bar, and 2 at the bus stop for a total of 7 active posters per week. Posters only last 1 in-game week and will have to be reposted, which is why it's so important to keep on that town hall routine of printing and collecting. Posters are absolutely essential for increasing traffic in your shop. You can check how many posters are currently active in your PDA under the marketing tab instead of running around to each board checking them often. Later in the game, you will unlock higher quality posters and even vendor specific ones through trade perks, both of which increase their product sales. Now, while you're in town, make a habit of also checking the hardware shop and the antique shop every day. Both of them carry items that are absolutely important for shop upgrades and story progression. One example, without spoiling too much, is the pink dollhouse in the antique shop. Buy it when you see it, trust me. The hardware shop has various product boosters that are also essential for sales. New shelf types also unlock over time that you can also buy, including appealing shelves that draw customers' attentions and deep shelves that hold up to 20 items later on as you progress. I personally like to get about 2 or 3 of each of the boosters to have on stock for any time that I want to adjust the layout of my shop. Since you can't store your shelves and your coolers in the back room, and shouldn't have them taking up precious inventory space in your tool belt, you can have them delivered for an extra small fee and let them sit behind your shop until you're ready for them. You can, however, use your storage room to put any product boosters that you don't want to use just yet. The only way that you can store shelves and coolers behind the shop is by having them delivered from the hardware shop. You can't manually place them down there, so keep that in mind when you're buying them. Next, we have trade deals. You're going to work with 4 NPC vendors who offer each exclusive products on top of the regular products that you order through your computer in your store. These exclusive vendor products can't be ordered through your computer. They have to be purchased directly from the vendors. If you run out of pocket space and you can't pick up the products that you just bought from your vendors, no worries. Items will stay where they're dropped until you're ready to pick them up. But once you do pick them up, you can't place them back down there for storage if you changed your mind. You have to take them with you. Each vendor also has a perk tree, similar to a skill tree, and it lets you unlock things like lower product costs, additional crates, and product boosters. To access it, you gotta speak to the vendor and then choose that you want to discuss the trade deal option. When upgrading, I recommend prioritizing additional crates over the cost reductions, since products tend to sell out pretty quickly. Booster displays are also extremely effective, so do prioritize those. You'll want to unlock everything eventually, so do what works best for you. Vendors restock on a set weekly schedule. Each vendor has 3 products that they unlock across the game's different chapters. Next, let's talk shop management, probably one of the most important things in the game. Sundays are your days off, and this is your best time to basically reset and organize your shop. Use it wisely to get everything set up the way that you want it. Now, I personally like to have square sections for each category of products, along with the appropriate booster right smack in the middle, since the booster radius is a perfect square. Then I have some random products scattered around the shop walls to help with impulse buys. Keep your most profitable products near the entrance to encourage impulse purchases and avoid overcrowding shelves. Customers may not be able to reach certain items if they're placed too tightly together or too far away. If you have an NPC task, like let's say from Barbara telling you to sell an X amount of her product, rotate that product and put it up in the front. Keep shuffling things around as you start upgrading your shelves as well. You will get to a point where you can have deep shelves that hold up to 20 items, which will come in extremely handy. Customer thought bubbles are also very important. Don't ignore your customers. A question mark means that they can't find what they're looking for. And if you have it, stock it quickly. If you don't, click on that customer to let them know that you are out of stock. This prevents negative reactions. After every sales day, you will see a recap screen that includes your customer approval rating. Basically, it's called your CAR. Keeping this rating high is essential, since it directly affects how many customers visit your shop every day. Stocking items, fast checkouts, and a clean shop all contribute to a good rating. Now, if you do find items are out of stock while your shop is open for business, you can order more while the customers are still there. Just keep track of your customers waiting to check out before running off to go order products. This is best done when you start your shift and you may have forgotten to restock something since the store is kind of empty in the beginning. But pay attention during deliveries. The driver only waits for a very short period of time. There is a countdown panel right next to the delivery door so that you can keep track of it. If the timer runs out, the driver leaves with your order and you will have to buy the items again. Now be careful when ordering stock. Don't make the same mistake that I made at the very beginning by buying too much stock accidentally. Yes, it was an accident, I promise. Now the quantity is set per crate, not item. My goober self, for some reason or another, thought I was purchasing 5 apples, and when I selected 5 in the order menu, I ended up buying 5 crates of 20 apples each. And I did this for all of the beginning products when I ordered in bulk during my first order, and I ended up with 5 crates of everything and basically used all my money up front. Yeah, don't do that. Finally, cleanliness matters more than you think. Your shop will get dirty and dirt will get tracked in by your dirty customers. If you see customers walking super slow in some areas, it's probably because they're walking over that dirt. If you see red negative signs on your shelves, it's also because there's dirt around them. You have a bucket and a mop that lets you clean up 2 dirt piles at a time. You can find your bucket in the shop right in front of your computer. You can pick this up like any furniture item and then place it anywhere in your shop or in your storage room. That way you don't have to keep walking back and forth to your office. And yes, I completely ignored Grace when she briefly mentioned this, and I didn't realize I can move it until way later in the game. Had I paid attention in the beginning, I would have saved myself so many headaches with this. And now I have it right next to the checkout section to access a lot faster. As long as it's not blocking your customers, it will not affect them. Next, let's talk about the checkout system. At first, you're going to be checking out your customers manually by using a keypad, typing in each item price. Now, playing on PC using a keyboard with your numpad has been 1,000,000% faster than using a controller. I tried it both ways. It's not impossible with a controller, don't get me wrong, it's just much slower. You'll have to type in the price times how much that specific product the customer wants. If a customer is only buying 1 item, you can simply just type the price. There's no need to calculate price times 1. Later, you'll unlock a barcode scanner, which is going to make checkout so much faster. But don't let the scanner intimidate you. It does look a little scary at first, but it's actually super easy. On the left side of your screen, you're going to see all the different product categories. And then on the right side, you're going to see the scanner and the conveyor belt that brings up all the items to check out. The barcodes on the left are facing a specific direction, either up, down, left, or right. On your keyboard, you're simply going to use the W, A, S, or D to point the product the direction that the barcode is. So if you have lettuce, for example, that is classified as produce. So you would point it left and then scan and move on. Easy peasy. Eventually, you're going to have all the categories practically memorized, making checkout a breeze. Now, if you do see that you are properly facing the product in the way that the barcode is telling you to face it, it's not a glitch. It's just like if you were accidentally stuck on the conveyor belt and you need to scan it a couple of times. Just adjust it by going to a different direction and then point it back the right direction and scan again. Next, don't ignore daily and weekly challenges. Pay attention to these challenges to earn points that you can redeem to unlock more items for your shop and more tool belt space, and of course your fancy new scanner that we just talked about. Challenges can be accessed at any time through the computer in your shop office. Now, when unlocking new products with these points, plan carefully. The moment you unlock an item, customers will expect to see it available in the store. If you haven't stocked it, they will become upset. Always order at least 1 crate of a newly unlocked product and have it on display before opening your shop. I don't recommend buying a ton of crates of these new products though, because you don't know how well they're going to sell yet. So see how long it takes for those new items to sell and then plan accordingly during your next order. Up next, let's talk recycling. You're going to accumulate a lot of empty crates while stocking your shop. They have absolutely 0 use except for getting in your way or recycling. Now use the compactor in your office to combine 3 crates into 1 stack. Each stack can then be sold at the recycling center for some extra cash. But don't mix cardboard and styrofoam crates. This creates a mixed stack that can only be thrown away for 0 profit. I recommend storing crates until you have at least 3 of the same type and then send them to the compactor. In addition to crates, you're also going to collect cans and bottles throughout the town that have been littered. These can then be recycled for extra money too. You can check your inventory tab in your PDA to see if you have any items in your garbage bag, and then you can go turn it in, but honestly, I just go over to the machine in the recycling center, interact with it when I'm nearby in case I have junk in my bag. Also, as you upgrade your shop and unlock better shelves and coolers, you may not want your basic run-of-the-mill shelves anymore. And since you can't store them anywhere, you may be left wondering, what on earth am I going to do with these? Head on over to the recycling center and then simply sell them back for their original selling price. Money right back into your pocket. This is also very helpful if you accidentally overpurchased an item from the hardware shop. And then, of course, the most important advice I have for you today is simply have fun and enjoy the game. Blomkest is full of quirky characters, humorous dialogue, and so many small details that are worth noticing. Take time to enjoy every single little aspect of the game. Don't rush to it. Don't skip the dialogue. Just enjoy it. Every simple side task often includes hidden jokes, funny moments, and these are gonna have you giggling or even shocked. So be sure to pay attention to Elmer specifically when he tasks you with getting rid of certain things for him. I'm not going to tell you anything to avoid spoiling, but read the items in your inventory when you're tasked with Elmer's little side mission. Trust me, it's hilarious. Now, there are 2 endings to the game that you will essentially control depending on which path you end up taking. Will you favor the path of huge profits and grand luxury from your supermarket, or will you prioritize the town and seeing how you can be beneficial to the townsfolk? The choice is yours. Now, if you found any other useful tips and tricks, be sure to let me and everybody else know down in the comments below. Sharing is caring, you know? And if you're still not sure whether or not this game is the one for you, don't forget to check out my recent Before You Buy review video and see if this is going to be your next hyperfixation. And if it's not, no worries. I have tons of other review videos in this handy dandy little playlist right up here on the screen right now. So you can go check those out and see if you can find another game like Field of Mystria, Echoes of the Plum Grove, and so much more. And that's all I have for you today, y'all. I will be live over on Twitch playing some more Disc County and tons of other games, so be sure you go drop a follow. Until then, happy gaming. Bye.